Hello, welcome to your Gemini season cosmic energy forecast for the collective. My name is Chloe the Oracle, and I'm an astrologer, psychic medium, and intuitive tarot guide. I love to go through all the rising sign horoscopes first so that I'm able to recognize the themes, the patterns that continue to emerge. And then I will also pull some more tarot cards specifically for the collective, just to make sure that that my channel is open, that my clairvoyance is activated when it comes time to sit and provide the reading, which, my sincerest intention is always to provide you with, the guidance, the message, whatever it is that you need to hear in this time and place, whenever it is you're logging in to watch this reading. And I'm so glad you're here. As you may or may not know, this is a newer YouTube channel for me, so I always appreciate your support. I'm not sure if you're driving or doing the dishes or whatever it is that people do while they're watching YouTube. I'm just so glad you're here, and I appreciate your support. So, Gemini season for the collective energy forecast. Let's do this. So there is definitely some intensity that comes up, right? We have pretty much all major arcana cards. So these are like big events, big life changes, not just like the day-to-day details of the minor cards. A big theme that has come up in so many of the readings and is here for us again is the Hierophant, which of course relates to student-teacher relationships, you know, taking what you learn and like respecting your teacher, but not, pedestaling them, and still, of course, honoring your own truth. We have to, when we're studying, if we're in a program, we have to make sure that we are always filtering the knowledge that we receive from our trusted mentors and guides, that we are filtering that through our own system and understanding, what is true for us. So I see a lot of people engaged in programs right now. Some of us are teaching programs, some of us are students in programs. Gemini season is totally about learning and sharing wisdom, sharing knowledge and ideas and curiosity and communicating, right? So it's so fitting. Of course, Jupiter is moving into Gemini soon, so we will have that trine, the positive aspect between Jupiter and Gemini and Pluto and Aquarius. So, deep things are being revealed. Higher level learning is possible. It is very much conducive to this energy right now that we study, because this is going to unlock things and we're going to have a deeper wisdom that we wouldn't necessarily have during other times of the year, right? So cool that this card comes up, because it's like, yes, people are learning, people are teaching, people are, yearning for that knowledge, that understanding, but at the same time, making sure that you have your own sovereignty as well, that you understand that it has to be true for you as well. If you're learning something, there's always the option to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, or if you're not understanding a certain concept, you can send it up to your guides. They'll drop it down for you later when it's meant to land. Like, you don't need to understand everything all at once. That's another part of it. I do see, of course, that it is a very like potent time for manifestation, which does make sense. We're coming through the end of the spring cycle now. Gemini being like the last spiral of the spring season, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, we have for spring. So many of us would have, set intentions, goals around the spring equinox or Aries new moon, and we are starting to see some of those come to fruition now, which is really exciting. Something incredibly intense that continues to come up throughout the readings is this sequence of cards that we have. And when cards show up in order, I feel like that's like particularly auspicious. I don't know if you love patterns as much as I do, but seeing the devil, the tower, the star, the devil, the tower, the star. So how we would read this sequence of cards, which is absolutely in order, would be, of course, that you have this, you're your own worst enemy, or, we are held back by external circumstances, of course. I am not about to bypass material conditions, system of oppression, certain privileges that people might have. Like, there are absolutely external things beyond our control that influence our lives, right? I mean, you don't just like dream it and it appears. That's just not how things work. But this card relates specifically to the things that we can control. So the Devil card associated with the Capricorn is always about breaking our own chains, healing unhealthy habits, healing unhealthy mindset, what we can do, what is within our control, so that we are living our most fulfilling life, so that we are, on our path of purpose and embodying the higher frequencies that our souls came here to embody at this time, right? So breaking our own chains is a big invitation for the collective this Gemini season. And then, of course, what happens when you break those chains is there can be a little bit of like a falling out, or yeah, some destruction. Like, the tower crumbles because it's not built on a sturdy foundation. So just understanding that if we're clearing out things that are out of alignment, be them relationships, habits, unhealthy mindset, beliefs, like that there is a bit of that destructive element that comes in, or that emptiness when we're clearing out the foundation that has not held us. It has never held us, or hasn't been working lately, regardless of what it is. So very much feeling that we need to acknowledge and grieve for things that have lost. If they are not working and we're clearing them out, we can still honor those things. Thanks for teaching me that lesson. I got what I needed out of this, and now I'm ready to move on. So the tarot card of the Tower is very intense. It doesn't just mean destruction; it means awakening as well too, and like insight, cosmic insight, celestial insight, divine insight. In some decks, it's called like the Tower, or some decks it's called the House of God, because you have like these lightning bolts, like this Uranian energy of like divine insight just like hitting you and like totally like blowing up your world because you never had this insight before, right? So yeah, it's a powerful card. It's associated with Mars, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's like the tower wasn't working anyway. So that really relates to following sequentially from the Devil, of breaking your own chains. What actions can you take to put yourself on that path of purpose? We have these goals, these manifestations, but we're not living in alignment. We're not putting out the energy that's necessarily going to attract them to the best of our sphere of influence. Of course, like I said, there's always going to be external things as well too that influence, but we're talking about what we can influence. And if there's stuff that's not working that wants to be cleared out, it is entirely possible that it will be cleared out for you. If you're not willing to like sweep away and clear away the things that aren't working right now, could be taken away from you. And that potentially is more jarring or more painful than if you choose to clear them out on your own. But regardless, there is grief and there is pain that needs to be processed, transmuted into wisdom. And by needs, I mean an invitation, right? It's all just an invitation. And then we have the Star, which comes after the Tower. So like after the destruction, after we have cleared out what does not serve us, we have hope and illumination. So of course, this is like one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's associated with Aquarius, who is me. I'm an Aquarius, so I love it for that reason. But of course, you see like the water bearer here. So when we clear out what doesn't serve us, we make space for like the hope to dream and the imagination and like the new things to come in. So very much feeling like Gemini, the end of spring, and then calling in a new season of summer, which will begin, in about a month with Cancer season and all that's coming there. So yeah, it's intense, but I mean, there's something to look forward to for sure. This Star is like absolutely one of the most positive cards in the whole deck. So I just love that it's like destruction and and then hope, right? Like it's so beautiful. And that's life, isn't it? Isn't that life? Like we always have these like amazing experiences at the same time as like painful experiences, and there's like definitely some overlap as well. So I just have to keep it real when it comes to the intensity of Gemini season this year. So we do of course have the Knight of Cups coming up as well too, so definitely thinking about the medicine that this card might bring, and this is going to be prioritizing self-care. So it's, I don't know, it like makes so much sense and it's so logical. Like if you're going through this intense period, making sure that you prioritize your own self-care. And this can relate to relationships as well too. So, understanding that we're not alone, you're certainly not the only person who is experiencing this intensity. Um, Given how much there is, I don't necessarily think this is like going out and like making new connections necessarily, but like, relying on the people that support you, and understanding that the people who you support might need to lean on you a bit more, because we're all going through it together. But again, a very positive card. Just inviting you to tune in, and to focus on yourself a bit, and not to neglect self-care, whether it is making sure you're getting plenty of sleep, fresh air, hydrating. Like, there's definitely some carryover from the Taurus cosmic energy forecast as well, which I can see, and it totally makes sense, because one season flows into a next. We don't just have like stop, abrupt ending, this theme is over, these energies stop, the new energies begin. It's always like a flow of things. So yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how there were so many invitations around like conscious consumption and not like overdoing it, finding healthy ways to stay grounded. That's what was coming up quite a bit during Taurus season for the energy forecast. And now we have this like, this continuation of like of the self-care. So making sure that you are having a balance of nutritious foods along with treats. Like, it's always important to have treats. I'm never going to tell you not to have treats. I love treats. But of course, like the balance of the healthy with the with the more like indulgent things as well too. So I hope that you find this supportive. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and happy Gemini season.